Alright, so today you guys will be learning Flexbox. Well, we've already done that, so we're just gonna dive a little bit into it. You'll also be learning Gridbox, and then the fun part, we're going to start Tailwind CSS. I'm gonna show you guys how Tailwind CSS looks like. Right? Let me show you guys actually how Tailwind CSS looks like. What is the best repo? Now I'm gonna pick out a Mantia for this because we've used so much Tailwind CSS in there. Okay, forget this. Okay, okay, SRC app. So let me show you guys. Normally, you have a CSS file or HTML CSS. Right, so I'm not gonna show the code Dawood wrote. I'm gonna show you guys the code I wrote, okay? I'm gonna show you guys the code I wrote. So normally your CSS file looks like this, but when you're making a whole project, it's huge as heck. Alright? That's why we love to use something called Tailwind CSS. Okay? Um, as you can see, the classes, they're defined inside of the HTML itself. So we're going to be doing something similar like this, okay? So the classes are going to be defined in the HTML itself. Alright? So, let's start off with Flexbox. So first thing, you're going to see me switching back and forth from the official Tailwind CSS, what do you call it, website. Why is that? You're about to see, because if you scroll down over here, right over here, yeah, you'll see that they have this flex root, this whole thing, right? So I'll be explaining it to you guys this way. We're not going to use these classes yet. I just want to show you guys, give you guys an understanding of how it looks like, right? So flex is basically a box. I have no clue how to explain it. Let me pull up Figma. Maybe that's a better way to explain it. Okay, so flex is basically a box. In it, its children, right, the elements inside of the div itself, they're organized in either a column or a row. Okay, it could be top to bottom, left to right, bottom to top, or right to left, right? So that is what we call a flex block. It's the most common. I'd say it's the most common used in like front-end development flex box, right? So you guys, it's not really that complicated. You could also use block, right? But I don't really like block. It's literally not complicated at all. Flexbox has to be the easiest concept to understand. Imagine this is a div, okay, and its children are the color blue. Okay, so there's a blue child right over here, and then there's a blue child right over what the heck, okay, there's a blue child right over here, and inside of that blue child is its child, right? So something like this. Okay, so let me just okay, one sec. Okay, so Flexbox right now, by default, I'm pretty sure it adjusts to rows. So this pink thing right over here, imagine that it is using a, what do you call it? Imagine that it is using a Flexbox. Okay, now by default in a Flexbox, it adjusts to a row. So these two things right over here, these two dark blue boxes, ignore these light ones for now. These two dark blue boxes are the children of this pink box. Okay, how would the code look like? Let me just show you guys. It would be the main div, and then it would be the two blue divs, right? So there's gonna be a div, uh, right, and then another div, and another two divs inside of there. You get my point, right? So right, you get my point. I'm not gonna do that again. Right, so you get my point. There are two children inside of the main flex div, which is this pink one, and these two children are these dark blue squares. Now, inside of this dark blue square, there can be two more divs to specify the light blue one, but you get the point. Now, this is flexbox row. If it was flexbox call or column, right? So how would that appear like? So if you're using responsivity, then it will look a bit something like this, perhaps. Uh, Something like this. If you were using a responsive template, it would look something like this. Okay, if you were being a good programmer and including responsibility in your code, something like this. Okay, this is just rough. But if you were like me and you did not care about responsivity, then it would probably look a bit like this. Okay, so the main box is going to be right over there, and then this is going to be kind of like out of the screen, right? So basically you can have it adjusted multiple ways. It can be in a row, it can be in a column, it can be in a reverse row, it can be in a reverse column. Now the best way to showcase this is through code itself. So let me just open up our repository. Do not remind me of that. Okay, so let's just yeet all of this away. Okay, let's just yeet all of this away. Okay, stop. Alrighty, and I'll just bring this up here. Right, and I'm gonna remove this and this. Alright, so if I start this up with a live server, let's wait a second. Okay, now let me just bring this to the right side of the left side of the screen, and Visual Studio Code to the right side of the screen. Let me what the fuck, Mac, why is, bro, okay, oh, hold on guys, give me a sec. Okay, so we're gonna unfull screen this, unfull screen that, go over to Discord, unfull screen this, and we're gonna go over to Visual Studio Code, unfull screen this, we're gonna go over here, tilt to the right of the screen, and a arc right over here, and okay, there we go. Alright, so right, let me zoom in this for you guys a bit. Okay, so you have your document file right over here, and let's create a div. We made the main div. Let's give it the background color of blue. So I'm just gonna write main div here for now, and I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do main div and background color blue. Right, or actually, yeah, blue. Okay. Alright, so you can't see anything right over here because the width and height are not specified, so we're just gonna do that. Width, let's just make sure that it's for like 400px, and height, we're gonna make sure that's 400px as well. Right, now this is our main div. Now let's introduce two baby divs in here. So div class baby one, baby div, and then div class baby div. Right, so it's children. Alright, so let's okay, so dot baby div is going to be background color of cyan, or cyan, yeah, and a width of 400px and a height of 400px. Okay, so sorry, my bad. I'll just reduce this to like 150. Okay, 150. Okay, there we go. Right now it looks ew. I'll just add a border to clarify. I'm gonna do border 1px solid black. By the way, instead of writing border style solid, border color black, you can just do this as well, right? So that's a good, okay. Let's just increase this to 300px actually. Let's increase the width to 300px. Okay, sure. And let's just add a margin of 5px. Right. Okay, so these are our two divs. I want them to be at the center. So what I'll do first of all, I will make it a flex box by doing display flex, right? So as you can see, I told you guys, the first thing that it does is automatically make it a row. Okay, but we want it as a column. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a property called flex direction, and we're going to set it to column. Okay, now it's in a column. Now if I add a heading in here, h1 2 and then h1 1, right? Now let me show you guys all of them. So this is row, okay, and then row reverse is this, right? So the first one is now at the right. Then you got column, right? And then you got column reverse. Okay, there we go. Alright, so but for now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use what do you call it? We're gonna use column. And there's also something called inheritance. We're gonna talk about that later. That's basically that the child div inherits the type of display or the type of direction from its parent. Okay, so for now we're just going to use this. Now let's just say I want this to be at the center. We're going to use justify content center. What that just did is it centered it on the y-axis, and items align items center, and there we go. It's now at the center. Besides this this being larger because of the margin, but anyways, one thing that you're gonna notice though, however, if I change this to row, you'll see that it doesn't have really much effect. Okay, but if I suddenly change this to star, okay, now you'll see that it's okay. If I change this to column, you're gonna see that it's at the start. Okay, so in the case of column, the justify content, it actually means that it's on the y-axis, and in the case of row, I think it's on the x-axis, right? So it's just some basic experimenting that you're gonna have to do. Okay, so yeah, that is flexbox. If I add two more divs here, div class name grand baby div, right, and I add h1 2 h, and then I'm gonna copy this again, and I'm gonna paste it again as as 3. Okay, now if I go over here and I do dot grand baby div, and I make the width 100px and the height 100px, sorry, if I make the height like 50px, right? So I'm gonna change the background color to let's just say black. Right, no, actually I'm gonna change it to white. Okay, there we go. Now what we can do with the baby div is actually we can just go ahead, do display items as we can change it to inherit. What that means is that it just copy pasted whatever its parent had, and its parent had the display as flex, right? So this is like the basic meaning of the inherit thing. All right, so you can also have a block, you can have contents, you can have flex, you can have flex box, a lot of things, right? But we're gonna just talk about flex and what do you call it, flex and grid for now, right? So display flex. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing, but let's just say that I want them to be in a row. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do center, right, and then I'm gonna do align items center. Now you'll notice that this thing also changed. So if you don't want it to change, just use IDs or something, or just use a separate class for this. Okay, so as you can see, it's now in a row. And let's just say I hate this number being at the bottom left. Okay, what I'm gonna do first of all is I'm gonna add a margin, okay, just to make sure, just to show you the difference between the two. I'm gonna set it to 5 pixels. All right, now let's just say I want it to be like that. I'm gonna do display, and I'm gonna change this to inherit. All right, you can also use flex. It's best practice to use flex, but I'm trying to teach you guys how inherit works. Right, so inherit, align items, inherit. Right, okay, there we go. Now one thing that you're gonna notice now is if I change this to, let's just say start, then the items inside of the grandbaby div also change to start. If I change this to start, as you can see, right? So that's how the inherit property works. Okay, so do you guys get flexbox? Whoa, which website is Mr. J? Exactly, bro. Mr. Jack had me laughing. Okie dokie. Okay. Just give me like a 2-minute break before we move on to grid. Are there new students here today? There is a new guy over here, Jade Jade, and Hamza 18 pack, and Dawood, of course. Can you show the code for the headings? Yeah, of course. Here you go. The code is right over here, the HTML code. I'll send this whole code in the chat as well. Okay, there we go. There you are. That's in time. Steve Jackman. Hold on, I just gotta see what my client DM'd me. Oh my days. Okay, Daud, I'm gonna send you something. Have a look. Oh man.
Okay, guys. One thing I want you all to keep in mind as we proceed is that we're telling you these things so that you can try them out by yourselves. So I would highly suggest that as you're watching this session and after it and before it, go ahead and try your own code, make your own stuff, experiment with what properties we're teaching you, maybe try something beyond it, and yeah, keep surprising us with great stuff. That's how you get better at it.
Exactly. Practice makes man perfect, and we're gonna repeat that till you guys finally get it. Okay, I think it's time for Tailwind CSS. Okay, kids, it's time to learn something new. Okay. Let's pull up the Tailwind CSS documentation. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna send you this documentation itself as well. Remember, the best friend to you guys is ChatGPT first of all, then Stack Overflow, and then documentation. My Wi-Fi died. Can you guys hear me? Um, uh, okay. Are you guys able to hear me? Okay. I think my Wi-Fi died. Are you guys able to hear me now? Okay, great. Apologies about that. My Wi-Fi did die. Okay. So turns out I'm gonna have to reschedule my physics class on Saturday because. Oh man. Uh. Fuck. Uh. Right. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Right. Okay. So you got the documentation. All right. So let's start installing Flexbox. Sorry, Tailwind CSS. Okay. First things first. You guys downloaded Node and npm. You wanna open up your terminal, and you wanna type in it npm in for install dash d Tailwind CSS. Alright, you can write fully npm install. I just like to write I. Okay. Now, once this is done, depending on your Wi-Fi, of course, it's gonna take some time. We 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 we. All right. So now what you wanna do is you wanna use a new command. It's called npx tailwind css inits. Now what you're gonna do is gonna automatically create like this tailwind.config.js. Okay. Now inside of this content folder, what you wanna do is you wanna specify your work directory. Right now, if your directory looks something like this, besides this main.js, of course, if your directory looks something like this, like the tailwind.config.js file is in the same thing as the index.html file, just like this, you wanna type dot slash star star slash star dot curly bracket HTML or JS. Okay, so that's how you want to do this. I hope you guys got it. You don't have to. Okay, so I hope you guys got this. Okay, so right. So this is how you do that. Okay. So next step is to what do you call it? Create a CSS file index.css main dot. I don't know. I'm just gonna make index.css, and you wanna just copy this thing right over here to that thing. Okay. All right. Now what you wanna do is you want to I don't think you need to do this. Not yet. I don't. No, I don't think that you need to do this. No. What you wanna do now is go over to your index.html file, and you're about to learn something new. Okay, it's called links. Whenever you have an external, I think we did this actually. Whenever you have an external or JavaScript file, CSS file, what you're gonna use is you're gonna use the link tag, and you're gonna do href, and you're gonna add the directory, right? So it's in the local directory. So I'm gonna do dot slash, meaning that it's in the local directory. If I do dot slash, it means that it's in the previous directory. So here, as you can see, it just goes in out of the directories, right? Or if it's in a directory node modules, for instance, like it just goes in and in, right? So dot slash index.css and rel you're gonna do it as style sheet. Okay, style sheet, so it knows that it's a style sheet. Okay, and yeah, that's it. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna get rid of your CSS. Okay, and you should have something that looks like this now. Okay, simple. If you guys didn't get it, just go where it's in the recording. Okay, so or just follow the steps. Okay, yeah, exactly. This is gonna temporarily add this. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so all right. So now let's look at Tailwind CSS. Okay. One thing that you're gonna use a lot is the documentation for Tailwind CSS right over here. If you go click here, okay, you got these styles. Okay. So I'm just gonna write those styles by memory. I have almost all of them memorized. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to document, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna firstly get rid of all of these classes. Tailwind CSS works basically. The basic explanation that I can give you is that it's a huge style sheet with all of the classes. So all you have to do is add the class from the Tailwind CSS documentation, right? So like for instance, if we go over to let's just say we go over to the okay, sorry, to the background color. If I can find it, just gonna search for it. Oh my goodness, I can't search. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna search for background color. Right. So you can see these classes, right? So if I do show all classes, if I do like BG orange 400, BG orange 400, if I do this, then you're gonna see if I go back, you got. Did I miss something? Yeah, that as well, but did I miss something? What the heck? No. One sec, guys. Let me figure this out. Get the file names correctly.
Wait, I think if you run npx tailwind css, like without the init thing, it should create another css or something. I think it's something like that. Wait,
Let me try. No, it's just
uh,
init.
yes, I'll give you the command. Look at Discord. You set to run this and just define your input file and output file.
Specified in. Oh my god. Uh.
Yeah, just index.css or whatever, and create your own other
Okay, that
css
wasn't
which you'll
required.
actually import.
Oh, my bad, guys. I missed this. Oh my days, what's wrong with you? Oh my god. Okay, index. So right, just like, okay, right. No utility classes were detected if this is. I don't think that was it. Is it? Should I create this? I'm just gonna move this to the source directory. Give me a sec. Let's see if that fixes it. Dot slash src.
You move HTML to
Hold on one sec.
um.
No. Is my class incorrect or something?
You
Oh.
should run the command again after you've moved it, and just keep it running the npx thing.
Sure. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Why did I calculate it? Wait. Okay. Oh my days. I'm gonna go over the installation steps again. Uh, Installation. Okay. We already did that.
Oh yes, in your CSS file you have to add these tailwind directives if you
I
haven't
did.
already.
I did. I think
Yes,
that
you
was
did.
it. No,
Let me
that was
see.
not it.
Sorry. It should work. Yeah, you have to run that command again.
Which one?
The fourth step. The fourth step. Start the tailwind CLI build process. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Run the CLI suspend. Okay. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna change this to index. Guys, let me just figure this out. I'll do this again. Okay. Uh,
Yes, yes, it works. Now you can output.css to your file. That's it. Yeah, you have to add this, include this in your HTML.
okay. Okay. Outputs. Oh my God. There we go. Thank God. Okay, guys. Do I have to keep it running? I don't think I do. Do I?
No, you do have to. You do have to keep it running.
Oh man. Oh God. So there has to be a better way. Okay. This is why kids you always use Node. Okay. So apologies about that. I'll go over what we just did again. So first of all, first things first. I'm just gonna delete everything that we just did. Okay. No, I do not want to delete index.html, and I'm gonna delete. Okay, this as well. Okay, there we go. All right, so kids, first thing you want to do is you want to go over to the installation docs, right? And you want to copy this and paste it in the terminal. Now, what that's gonna do is if I go over here and I paste this, what's that gonna do is gonna create this file called index tailwind.configs.js. Now the second thing that you want to do is you want to click on this folder right over here, and it's gonna make a folder, and you want to click on and you want to type in src, and then select all of your files and put it in the src folder. The only the index.html file for you guys. Okay, that's the only file that you want to put in there right now. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to go over to tailwind.config.js, and you're just going to want to copy this. Just copy it and just paste it. Okay, that's fine since we're using the src thing. Now what you want to do is you want to create an index.css file, or you can just rename this as input.css, depending on whichever one's easier for you. I'm just going to change this to input.css. And you just want to copy this right over here, and you just want to paste it. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is you will want to copy this thing right over here, this command right over here, and you want to paste it into your terminal. Right, and what you want to do now is you want to go back to your index.html, and you want to copy paste these lines. Okay, one of them is going to be a link to a style sheet called input.css, and the other one is going to be a link to an output.css. Right, so okay, yeah, okay, so it works now. Okay, so that's how you install and run Tailwind CSS. Okay, apologies for the confusion. Right, so now you're gonna see if I change this to, like, let's just say BG Orange 700, it's gonna make it darker. Now I only have to go over to style or a CSS file. Okay, now let's create the same thing that we had. So flex, and what we're gonna do is we're going to first save this. 1 sec. Right, okay. First things we're gonna do is we're gonna add a flex, and we're gonna do justify center items center. Okay, this automatically sets all of them to the center. You can see if you go over here and you click over here, or maybe search for it, justify content, whatever CSS attribute you have, it's basically done like this. Okay, so you don't have to leave your HTML at all. Right, so if I do this, you're going to see all the items are now in the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the background color blue 500, and I'm going to set, or Okay, first I'm gonna set the width to 96, W96, and height to 96. You can see what these values are exactly if you go over here and you go over here and you search for width or height. You can see that 96 is approximately 24 rem or 384 pixels, right? So let's change the background color to blue 300, right? So now you can see the thing as well. Now you can see it automatically justified it in the center. Now let's do the same thing for here. Flex justify center, item center, though we don't really need this because there is only one child, but we're just gonna add it for a nice practice. We're gonna set the width to 32 and height to 32, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do BG red 500. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna copy this, paste it over here, and now we're going to use a tag called the M tag. So M4, M star stands for margin. I'm going to give it this one here as well, so it's kind of like equal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same for these two inside. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it over here. Okay, okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change their background to red 200. Right, so now you can see that it's right. Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna change the width to like 12, and you'll see that it's sorry, my one sec. Right, sorry, div. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm gonna just copy this class right over here, and I'm gonna paste it over here. Oh my days. Okay. There we go. Now you can see that it's like kind of like a light yellow background. Okay, so I'm gonna change this height back to 32. I messed that up. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry if that got a little confusing. Don't worry if it got a little confusing. At this, yeah, okay. Don't worry if it got a little confusing. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Don't worry about it. If you guys got confused, just message me as well. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. We're gonna redo this tomorrow as well. But one last thing before we end this session. Remember flex direction. We're going to talk about that. All you have to do is you want to do flex call, and that turns it into a call, or flex row, and that turns it into a row again. All of this is mentioned over here. Flex direction. Flex direction. As you can see, flex row reverse, flex column, flex call reverse. Okay, and one more thing, you want to install the VS Code Tailwind CSS extension. Okay, you want to go over here. Okay, so you want to go over here, and what you want to do is you want to type in Tailwind CSS, and you can also use the link by what do you call it? Sorry, one sec, guys. You can also use the link by Wunsch over here, marketplace.visualstudio.com. Or you can just like copy this thingy over here, and you can see that the first one, I think this is it. Pretty sure that one is it, right? Wunsch. Yeah, probably. Okay, just click on install, and yeah, it has 7 million downloads. That one is probably it. Okay, so guys, today might have gotten a little confusing for you guys. Do not worry. We're gonna redo this tomorrow. Okay. And what we're gonna do tomorrow, we're gonna redo this. We're gonna redo the installation of Tailwind CSS. We're gonna learn a bit of Tailwind CSS, a little bit more. End the day with okay. We're gonna end the day with calculus problems don't make you any money, man. Come on. Okay. So right. So let's say I forgot what I was gonna say. This may have what do you call it? They have a grant exactly 12 o'clock GMT plus 0. Okay, grants of like 5 hours. We'll confirm that on Thursday tomorrow. Like today. Oh shit. Yeah, okay, guys, we have a class tomorrow at 12 o'clock GMT, okay? And it's gonna last anywhere from 2 hours, okay? It's gonna be random. Don't worry if you can't make it, it will be recorded, so you can go over it later. And
The only thing I'd like to say is that if you all aren't able to get Tailwind CSS to work just yet, I'll be hosting a VC for like 10 or 15 minutes after this community event gets over, where you can just ask when it's not working. I'll be happy to help you out.
That's 3 a.m. for me. It's currently like 6 a.m. for you. What? Huh? It's 6 a.m. for you right now, mate. Volt. Right now,
Oh,
Volt. That time is approximately approximately 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That time is approximately 4 hours 41 minutes from right now. 4 hours 41 minutes from right now. 4 hours 41 minutes from right now. Like,
oh,
yeah, it's 12 o'clock GMT plus zero. That is a PM, right? Wait, I'm gonna send the timestamp. Oh my days! I was gonna send the timestamp.
yeah,
Uh,
wait.
Hold on. 3v r dot 3v dot fi slash discord dash timestamp. I'm just gonna send the timestamp. And I'm gonna thingy majingy the thingy majig. Also, that would wait on the thing that you said that wasn't included in the contract. Let me have the. You said, yeah, motherfucker, no, you said, okay, so, no, I'm just gonna. To Discord timestamp. One sec, guys. 3v.fi. Okay, we're gonna change this to 5 nil. Right, so 5 hours from right now. There we go. Wait, no, oh my god! Bro, okay. Tomorrow, 30th. 19 hours. There you go. We're gonna change this to long day with short time. There you go. There you are, guys. I'm gonna ask the mods, this sweaty, no, sorry, the mods to what do you call this? Do that as well. And this is for the 5 hour, 2 to 5 hour class that we're gonna have tomorrow. Okay. Can you have 5 hours in this? Does it cost now something? That is a good question. I don't know, man. It's not like I'm the one paying. All right. So, guys, see you guys tomorrow. Okay.